day 3. If you have a block, go ahead and grab it. Also, a pillow or a blanket will work just fine if you don't. We're gonna start off with knees bent directly under our hips. We're gonna slide the block or pillow or blanket underneath and sit back on it just to take some pressure off of our knees. And let's sit up nice and tall, shoulders down. Let's take a few moments just to breathe. There's a lot going on in the world, and I think a little extra breath today might do us some good. So yeah, sit up tall, nice straight spine, shoulders down, hands can be in your lap. Feel free to set an intention for your practice or for your day or for your month or whatever you want while we're breathing. We're gonna inhale to the count of 4 and exhale to the count of 8. And we're gonna do it a couple extra times today just because we can all use it. Let's take a deep breath in through the nose. And exhale out of the mouth. Deep breath in. Let it all out. And again. Keep going. Let's do it one more time. Let's gently open up our eyes. We're going to bring the right hand behind and reach the left arm over that ear, opening up through the chest. And we're going to take it to the other side. Left arm comes behind, slightly arching the back, opening up through the chest. And over to the other side. And one more time on the other side. And let's twist over to the right. Look over that shoulder. Take a deep breath. And let's come to the other side now. Look over that left shoulder. Take a deep breath. Come back through center. Let's walk the fingertips out to the right. Keep both sits bones on the pillow or blanket or block and open up through that chest. And let's come on over to the other side. Walk those fingertips out. Keep that chest nice and open. And come on up through center. Grab the 4 fingers on the right hand, pull them under that forearm. We're going to stretch through the wrists and the forearms. And then turn the hand to face outwards and pull underneath. And other side. And then face that hand outward and pull those fingers under. And we're going to just vogue side to side, strengthening, warming up the wrists. I think this has been very helpful in my newer series, warming up the wrists. I haven't heard anybody complain about their wrists hurting, so that's good. And just do a couple wrist circles. And reverse. And let's come on position. Come onto your hands and knees in your tabletop. And we're gonna do a couple cat-cow. So we're gonna open up, arch through that spine, open up the chest, shoulders come back, chin lifts as we inhale. And we're gonna exhale, round through, chin to chest. Again, we arch, open up through the chest, lift the chin as we inhale. And exhale, round through. This time we're gonna bump the hips to the left and look over that left shoulder, look back at your toes or your heel, if you can see it. And come back through center, bump the hips to the right, look over that shoulder, look back at that foot, and come back through center. Right leg comes out, push back with that heel, stretch through that calf. Left arm comes out. We're gonna lift both. Tighten the core by lifting the belly button towards the spine. Come through center and stretch it out. Bring it out 30 degrees. Come back through center. Bring it in. Stretch it out. Bring it out 30 degrees. Come on back. Bring it in towards the middle. Stretch it out. Come on out 30 degrees. Back through center. Bring it in towards the middle. Stretch it out. 30 degrees. And into the middle. Bring it down. If you need to, take a moment and stretch through that wrist. I highly recommend. And let's take it to the other side. Left leg comes out. We're gonna push back with that heel, stretching through the calf. And come back through center. We're gonna lift the left leg. We're gonna lift the right arm, lift the belly button towards the spine, and we're gonna bring it in through the middle, stretch it out. Both come out 30 degrees, back into center, and then in the middle. Stretch it out. Make sure you're not holding your breath. One more time. And bring it down. From here, we're going to lift the hips, come into down dog. Just stretch through the backs of the legs by pedaling through the feet. Stretching one heel and then the other towards the mat. Make sure you're breathing. You can also stretch through the feet by placing the tops of one foot, then the other on the mat. And we're going to step it up 1 foot at a time to the front of the mat, coming into our forward fold. We're going to slowly begin to bend the left knee, straightening in the right leg. As we do, right arm reaches for the sky. You can look up towards that hand. If you need a little height here, this is a great place for a block as well. You can also wrap that arm around and bind it, holding onto the left leg with your fingertips, opening up through that chest. And we come back down through center. This time we begin to bend the right leg, straighten through the left. Left arm reaches towards the sky. You can look up at that hand. You can also bind that arm, bring it around, fingertips on the right leg. Opening up through that chest. Reach the arms overhead and come into Charlie's Angels, fingers or grip, steeple grip. So both pointer fingers are out, the rest of the fingers are interlaced. So we want to relax the shoulders away from the ears. We're not here. Relax the shoulders down. Small micro bend in the knees. We're going to tighten the core by lifting the belly button in and up. Deep breath in. As we exhale, bring it over to the right. Hips come out to the left. Come back through center, keeping the core tight. Deep breath in. And exhale. Over to the left. Hips come out to the right. And back through center. We're going to dive it down. Coming into halfway lift, hands come to the shins. Nice flat back. Deep breath in. And exhale to forward fold. Hands come to the mat. We step it back. Coming into our plank. Take a deep breath here. We're going to exhale, bring knee to chest. And alternate sides. Come right to your down dog. Paddle through the feet. Stretching through the heels one at a time. And check your posture in your down dog. You want to melt the chest towards your thighs. Relax the shoulders away from the ears. Tailbone reaching towards the sky. We're going to lift the right leg up high, three-legged dog. And we're going to exhale, bring that knee to chest. Flex that foot, give yourself some height coming onto the ball of the back foot. Step it up. Turn and flatten on that back foot. From here, we're going to bring the right hand on the inside of that right foot. And we're going to turn and open up our chest to the side of our mat, coming into Humble Warrior. Here we place all four corners of that front foot into the mat, and we push off. Coming into our Warrior Two, we come right into Exalted or Peaceful Warrior, straightening through that leg, and we're going to slowly bend as we bring that forearm to the thigh. And we lift the left arm over that left ear, opening up through the chest. Again, we come back and straighten through that front leg, coming into Peaceful Warrior. Big inhale. As we exhale, we bend, place the forearm on the thigh, and left arm over left ear. Opening up through that chest, Humble Warrior. Again, we straighten. Deep breath in, your Peaceful Warrior. And then we exhale, coming into Humble. Left arm over left ear. And we're slowly going to turn. Frame on that front foot. Coming into a low lunge. Left hand on the inside of that right foot as we twist. Bringing right arm to the sky, look up. Try not to lift that hip too much. Keep it in line. Push back with the back heel. Take a deep breath. We lower down on that back knee. Hop up on those fingertips to give you some height, or this is also a great place for a block. We're going to grab that back foot. Even if you just grab the heel and sink forward with it. Bring it in towards the glute and sink it to that front hip. Take a deep breath. Gently release. Keep your block close if you think you'll need it. Hands frame that front foot. Pop up on the back foot. And then slide back into our plank. Chaturanga. You can drop the knees down, lift the heels, come forward and lower, keeping your spine straight. Or you can use a block, one or two. If you have two, place them in front of both hands. If you have one, place it in line with the hands. And you come forward as you inhale. Exhale, lower the chest onto the block, keeping you straight, but still building the strength that you need. Then you can drop your knees down, move the block, and come into your upward facing dog. Try not to cock your head back a lot. I mean, you can lift your chin and look up to the sky, but we're not like this, right? We're gonna bend the knees, curl one toe, then the other, and lift the hips to the sky in our down dog. Take a moment, take a deep breath. One more deep breath. Last one. And this time, left leg comes high into three-legged dog. Deep breath in. We're gonna exhale, give yourself some height. Coming onto the ball of that back foot, knee to chest, flex the front foot, step it up, turn and flatten. Left hand on the inside of that left foot. We slowly begin to open up through the chest as we reach the right arm to the sky, humble warrior. Pushing through all four corners of that front foot and pushing through the outer edge of that back foot. We tighten the core as we lift into warrior two. Coming into exalted or peaceful warrior, we straighten that front leg. As we slowly bend that front leg, we bring the forearm to that thigh. Open that chest. Right arm swings up and over that ear. Again, we're gonna straighten. Exalted as we inhale. We exhale as we bend. Swing that right arm over right ear, open that chest, humble warrior. Again, we straighten. Exalted, inhale. Exhale. We're slowly gonna turn and frame on that front foot. Coming into our low lunge. Right hand places on the inside of that right foot. As we twist that left arm open to the sky. Again, we're not lifting up on that hip. Keep it in line. Push back with that heel. And slowly begin to drop down on that back leg. You can either pop up on your fingertips or use your block here. Lift up, grab that heel, slowly begin to stretch it in towards that glute. Take a deep breath here. One more deep breath. Gently release that back leg. Frame that front foot. Pop up on the back. Slide that leg back to your plank. Chaturanga. Use the modifications that I gave you, knees or block. Deep breath in, exhale, lower, elbows in at your side, 90-degree angle, flip the feet, open it up. Chest is open, we're not like this. Shoulders are back and down. We bend the knees, curl one toe, then the other. As we lift back into down dog, pedal the feet. Deep breath. On your next breath in, we're gonna lift the right leg high. Three-legged dog. Exhale, we're gonna tap the toe gently. Breathe in to lift with the glute. Exhale to lower. Breathe in to lift. Exhale to lower. Breathe in to lift. This time we exhale, bring knee to chest, give yourself some height, step it up. We're gonna stay lifted on that back leg. Slowly begin to rise. Squeeze the inner thighs to lift. Push back with that back heel, sink into your hips. Open up to the right. As you open up, sink into that front hip. That will give you a little bit more room to turn that torso. From here, place that left hand on the inside and we twist the right arm open. Let's frame that front foot. Slide that leg back, coming into our plank. Chaturanga, drop the knees or use the block. Breathe in, we inhale, we exhale, lower, flip the feet, open it up. From here, slowly begin to melt by bending the elbows all the way down to your belly. And let's come on to our belly as we bring the right arm out to the side. Left hand comes under left shoulder. I'm going to slowly begin to push my body onto its side. You can use the top leg as a kickstand, or you can just keep it stacked. You can also begin to reach for that foot behind you. If you can't reach, it's fine. I can't either. You can also just place that hand right behind you just to open up the chest a little bit more. And we come back onto our belly. This time left arm comes out, right hand under that shoulder. We're gonna push and come onto our sides. Maybe you stay here. Maybe you use that foot as a kickstand behind you. Maybe reach for that foot. Don't overdo it. Don't try to push it. If it's not organically there, it's okay. Eventually it will be. But we also don't want to hurt ourselves in the process. Because it's not a competition, right? Hand back on the mat. Come on back to your belly. We're going to put the hands right under our shoulders, elbows in at our sides. And we're going to rise up to cobra and lower. We lift, cobra, and we lower. Utilize the back muscles here, really pushing into the tops of the feet and the hips. And lower. Curl those toes under, lift the kneecaps as we rise into down dog, pedal the feet. Take a big breath. One more big breath. And check your posture in your down dog. Make sure that tailbone is reaching for the sky. Don't worry if you have a bend in your knees, that's fine. On our next breath in, left leg comes high. We exhale, gently tap that toe to the mat. Lift as we inhale. Exhale, lower. Lift as we inhale. Exhale, lower. Lift and lower. Last one, we lift. This time we give ourselves some height. Exhaling, coming through the center. As we step it up, we're going to come into our high lunge, placing all four corners of that front foot. We rise, squeeze those inner thighs to lift, and then you sink into those hips, push back with that back heel. We're going to open up over to the left, sinking forward, giving ourselves room to twist. And then we place the right hand on the inside of that right foot, left Arm twists open to the sky. Deep breath as we frame the front foot. Slide it back. Coming into our plank. From here, we're going to drop the knees. We're going to turn. Coming into a side variation, a side plank variation. Right hand on the right hip, keep that chest open. And we lift and lower. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. Come on back. Take it over to the other side. If you need a block here for some height, go for it. Lift and lower. One more. Come on back. Come back to down dog. And from here, we step it up. Forward fold. Hug it in. Bringing a little bit more weight into the balls of our feet. Deep micro bend. And let's slowly roll it up. Deep breath in. And exhale, hands to heart. A hair that's bothering me. Coming into Tadasana, all four corners of both feet rooted into the floor, standing up nice and tall, straight spine, shoulders down. Hands to heart. Right leg stretches out. Come right back to your warrior three. Coming right back through as we lift and bend that knee. Straighten it out in front, bend it. Come on back. Slow and controlled. Breathing. Landing right into warrior one. Hips face the front as best as you can. Not everybody's anatomy is the same, so not everybody's going to have a perfect warrior one. Reach the arms up overhead. Slightly back bend, looking up towards the sky. And hands back to heart. We're going to come right back to warrior three. Deep bend in that rooted leg. Fingertips reach for the floor. And we bend it in, bring knee behind that front knee. And then we stretch it out. We bend it in, tucking that knee right inside of the back of that knee. Stretch it out, tuck it in, and step it up. Walk it out here. Forward fold, hug it in. Roll it up. Deep breath in and exhale, hands to heart. Again, coming into Tadasana, all four corners of both feet rooted into the mat. Standing up nice and tall. Hands to heart. Right knee lifts. We straighten it out in front. We bend. Slowly and controlled, move into your warrior three. Come on back. Bending that knee in front. Straighten that leg. And come back to your warrior three. Again, we bend. Don't worry if you wobble. That's your bodybuilding muscle. Come on back to your warrior three. And gently come into your warrior one. Again, not everybody's hips are going to face front. Reach the arms up overhead. Slight back bend. Looking up towards the sky. And we come back. Hips face front. Coming onto the ball of that back foot. We come back to warrior three. Fingertips find the floor. And we bend it in, bringing that knee right into that little crevice. And then we straighten. We bend it in. And we straighten. We bend it in. And straighten and step it up. Bending on that right leg. Left arm comes back up to the sky. Maybe you take a bind here. And let's switch. This time left leg bends, right leg straightens. Right arm to the sky. Maybe you take your bind here. And come on back down. We're going to heel toe the feet as wide as the mat. Coming into a slight turnout, we slowly begin to lower into Malasana or yogic squat. Tailbone reaches for the ground. Don't worry if you're up on your heels, that's totally normal. You can also utilize a block if you need to sit on it in your squat and just get the feel for it, pushing out with your elbows, squeezing in with your legs. And eventually you'll be able to lift off of that block. This is a great hip opener. It's great for hip flexors. It's great for your spine because your tailbone is as elongated as it will ever be in this position. Because we're always seated or we're standing. This is as long as your tailbone is ever going to get. Okay, from here we bring fingertips behind and have a seat. Left leg bends. We bring the right leg over, flatten that foot. We're going to wrap that arm around and twist. Keeping that spine nice and straight. Usually by placing that hand behind us, it will help straighten out that spine. Both glutes should be on the mat as best as possible. But don't worry if one's a little bit more lifted than the other. It's totally okay. And let's take it to the other side. Right leg bends in, left foot flattens. We're gonna hug that bent leg with the right arm. Left arm comes behind us to help straighten that spine. And we look over that shoulder. Take a deep breath. And let's come into boat pose. If you're still working on your boat pose, I highly recommend putting a block at your lower back to help you lean on. I recommend spreading the cheeks. And before you hit your tailbone, but also before you come onto your butt bones, there's a space right in between the two. If you open up your chest and tighten the core, it allows you to stay lifted. Where if I was sinking in, I'm way more wobbly. When you open your chest, it gives you much more strength and stability. Take 3 breaths here. And let's slowly begin to lay back. Bring the arms overhead and legs out straight, hovering. Deep breath. Hug it in. Take a breath. Let's straighten out those legs and arms again. Lift the upper back. Take a deep breath. Hug it in. Let's do it one more time. Lift the upper back, straighten the legs and the arms, hovering. Take a deep breath and hug it in. Coming into butterfly pose or making a diamond shape with your legs. Lift the upper back off of the mat. Keep a nice distance between your chin and your chest. Charlie's Angel's fingers or steeple grip. Shoulders back and down. And we just pulse, letting the core do the work. Don't crunch your neck. And breathe. Don't give up. Good morning stretch. And interlace the hands behind the head, nice wide elbows. Again, keeping a nice distance between chin and chest. We're going to stretch the right leg out as we crunch over towards the left. And opposite. I think this should be done slowly in control because you're going to feel it more. And less chance of you injuring your spine. Don't give up. All right, hug it in. I told you guys I was going to help get you a six-pack by the summer, didn't I? So every time you want to cuss me out, just remember that I'm just trying to help, right? I kill myself. All right, we're going to drop those knees over to the right. Left arm comes out, and we're going to cross the bottom leg over the top. Getting a nice stretch in that outside hip area where we don't get a lot of stretching done. And again, come back through center. We're going to drop the knees over to the left. Right arm comes out, and this time the bottom leg crosses over the top. Again, you feel that nice stretch in the outside of that hip that we rarely get to stretch. You can look over towards that hand if you want. And release, come back through center. We're going to come into fish pose. So I highly recommend using a block if this is a new pose for you. We're going to place both forearms on the mat, maybe tuck the fingers under your glutes, legs out long. Begin opening the chest and rest your head on the block. Eventually, the goal is to get the top of your head, the crown of your head on the mat. But with very little weight on your head. So most of the weight is in your forearms, your elbows, your hands, and you're just lightly bringing your head to the mat. Gaze is towards the back of your mat. And then there's other variations you can do in fish pose, like lift one leg, and then the other, and really tightening the core to lift both. But I don't recommend that. It's very advanced. You can also come into lotus pose while you're in fish pose, or come into fish pose while you're in lotus pose. To come out of this, you gently release the head and just lay flat. Last but not least, let's bring both feet towards our glute. We're going to lift the right leg. We're going to climb the tree and bring knee to nose. Micro bend in that leg. And release. And lift the left leg. Climb the tree. Knee to nose. As you can tell, we did a lot of hamstring stretches today. So your hamstrings should feel nice and open after this. So if you're planning to do another workout, I think you'll be nice and warm in the hamstrings. We did a lot of twisting for digestion and metabolism, which is great. That will help if you are on like a weight loss journey or whatever, that will definitely help. So today we're going to do regular corpse pose. I think we're going to alternate between regular corpse pose and extended child's pose. With blankets or a pillow in each one, I feel like it just brings it to that next level. It's super comfortable, super cozy. So come on into your corpse pose. Grab your blanket, grab your pillow, stick it right under your lower back or your sacrum area. And then just spread the legs, spread the arms like you're a starfish. Begin to scan your body for any tension. If you're holding tension anywhere like the glutes or the neck or the jaw or the forehead, anywhere that you tend to hold tension, just release it. I think the more we do these meditations at the end, you're going to start to notice where your body holds tension and you're going to be more aware of it. And you're going to start in your everyday life just being able to release that tension. So, because you're so much more aware of it. So as you guys get cozy and begin to breathe in your corpse pose, I'm going to play my little drum. So I want you to close your eyes once you're cozy and comfortable, and I want you to clear your mind. I want you to breathe just like we did in the beginning, 4 breaths in to the count of 4, and 8 breaths out. Well, 1 long breath, but to the count of 8. You know what I'm saying? 4 counts to inhale, 8 counts to exhale. So breathe just like that. And I will begin. and gently, slowly waking up the body. If you have a blanket or a pillow under your lower back, I suggest bringing the feet flat on the mat, heels close to your glutes, and just lift the hips gently to remove whatever you have underneath you. Mine is way up there. Once you remove your blanket or pillow, gently come into a seat. Just a regular seat, crisscross applesauce. You can also have a seat on your block. I should probably just stop saying that now because I think you guys either do it or you don't. I think most of you have been here for a while and know my drill, but you never know. I always have new people trying and they start at my newest series. So if you are new here and you are finding this a little bit more advanced and maybe a little too much, I do have easier, more beginner focused series. If you go to my playlists on YouTube, I have my Yoga for 30 and Gratitude that are super beginner level, and each of my series kind of gets a little harder with each one that we do, so there is kind of like a natural progression. So I do recommend starting there, but it's ultimately up to you. So anyway, we're gonna finish like we always do. Big breath in as we bring arms overhead. We're gonna hold it at the top. And when you exhale, I want you to release any BS you have going on. Or at least picture it. It's just a metaphor. Again, deep breath in. Hold it at the top. And release. Hands to heart. Thank you guys so much for practicing with me today for day 3 of Solstice. I loved it. I love you all. And I hope everybody's hanging in there. I know times are really hard right now. And I hope you're taking care of yourself. Because if you don't take care of yourself, who else can you take care of, right? So you got to make sure you're okay first, and then you can help everyone else. All right. I hope to see you back for tomorrow, day 4. Namaste. Thank you guys.